Okay, so I went to an estate sale and I'm kicking myself for not filming it because it was basically like my specific dream come true for an estate sale. They had advertised just this one picture of fabric in a closet. So when I got to the sale, it was the entire basement was full of fabric. And this wasn't just any fabric, this was nice fabric, like prints that I'd never seen before. I think a lot of it is from the 80s, but I really, really love it. So I still have to look up all the different fabrics, but I went based on style and material, and it's almost all, if not all, cotton and these gorgeous prints. So I'm going to show you one box, but it would take me forever to show you all of them. I just want to give you an idea of the type of fabric. This woman thought of everything. I mean, the estate sale laid it out on tables, but she had everything filed. She had it all in file cabinets and then neatly folded inside shelves that were custom built inside closets. It was like my dream come true for an estate sale. I had to restrain myself, but at the same time, I purchased as much as humanly possible, like that I could afford to get, because I just don't know if an opportunity like this will come again. But I'm so thankful for all the fabric I picked up, and I wanted to share some of that with you today. I'm so excited to get this stuff listed in my shop, and if my customers don't like it, I like this fabric, and I can think of so many things I can make with it. But I'm going to restrain myself and probably do my normal strategy, which is if there's one I want, I can cut off like a yard and then sell the rest. So I'm not hoarding all this fabric. So I truly am going to sell some of every single style. And I would say probably 90% of the fabric is getting sold. All right, so let's do this because I just got done working out and I want to take a shower, but I want to do this first. Now, realistically, I will probably only be listing about 3 or 4 of these a day, but these are the first ones that I'm going to post. I just love all the different sort of, it's like the flowers themselves are just very artistic, almost like fantasy type flowers. Um, and this one, I liked how it had this sort of, I think it looks like a muted purple background, but I do struggle to describe the colors because I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm all the way accurate with how I perceive color, but this just looks like a really muted purple background, and I love that. I love this artistic leafy pattern, and it almost kind of looks like it was sketched and then colored in. Like it was just, they're very, that's what I'm just drawn to, how artistic they are and how the patterns and colors just play really well together. Like she had a distinct style, and I was really drawn to that style. I could see a lot of these literally as wallpaper, but they're fabric. They're just so cool. Beautiful, beautiful. A lot of them are these like really, I'd say, artistic florals. There's one. There. I'm curious who the maker is. Okay, so it is this. So I was really drawn to the ones that looked like they could be wallpaper, but they are fabric. I can also picture using these in crafts. So the cool thing is I can photograph these and like alter them. So this one I could see photographing and then adding little mushrooms and making it kind of like a cute background page for one of my journals. So I pretty much grabbed all the ones that I personally wanted to work with, and this is a really good example. I've never seen anything quite like this. Just the color combination and how it has sort of like this leafy scroll. This is why I think these are maybe from the 80s, because I've never really seen 80s florals, and they definitely look different. Let me know what era you think these are from. Maybe they're modern. I have to look them up. I don't think they're modern though. The vast majority of what I was finding looked like it was vintage. Just the colors, they just go so well. All the different designs. Whoever comes up with these patterns and colors, I'm constantly impressed by how well they put them together. I think the fabric that I like to sell, in a way, it's like each one is like a work of art, you know? The illustration that goes into them, and then picking out the colors, and they're just really, I really enjoy finding them and selling them and working with them. So of course you can tell I'm really excited about this one. So some of them are like a lot. There's a lot of fabric here. But most, if not all, are made in the USA, which is a good indication of vintage. This one got a little wrinkled, but here. Very pretty. This one's kind of like a beige and soft yellow, pink, light green combo. And we're getting to the end here, and then I'm going to show you some stationery and some of the smaller fabrics. I love how the birds are worked into this design. So I have another box that I'm listing before this, but this will be the second box that I tackle, and then I'll just work my way through until I get all of them listed. But of course I have other things I have to list kind of in between the fabrics. So if you're interested in this stuff, definitely check out my eBay. That's where I sell the vast majority of my fabric. I recommend eBay over Poshmark these days, just because eBay I can give you free returns, and Poshmark I cannot. That way, if it doesn't work out, you have a way to get your money back, you know? I love this one. I love them all. So she had some interesting stationery, and I thought I would share some of that. It was like made by artists. So I've had this set before and sold it, but this one isn't quite enough to sell. So I'm going to use these as thank yous, like thank you cards. But these are they're hand printed, and I like how she does the jagged edges, and then they're blank on the inside, which that's my favorite kind of card nowadays, is just a blank card. Then it can be for whatever I need it for. More often than not, it's a thank you card for my customers. And then some of them, I thought, a lot of these are inspiring me to make digital designs, just like my interpretation of it. But this is like, it's hard to see, but it has, oh, they're not that one. It has like a gold accent, and then this has all been cut out. So it's like this intricate cut out flower, which I hope the person didn't do that by hand. I mean, I think it was most definitely probably cut by a machine. You can see how, maybe a Cricut or something, you can see how they are all the exact same, but then you open it up and this flips out, which I thought that was kind of cool. And then that's the background. These could go in journals, or maybe lots where I do like floral themed junk journal lots. Matter of fact, I might save these for a lot too, because it's almost like I don't know. I like the idea of them in art journals now that I think about it. Okay, now check these out. I got 3 sets of these. Let me see if this one I'll just show you briefly. These were just photos that are attached to blank cards. So I just thought, well, you know, these would go really good in a flower themed journal. So I went ahead and picked these up because I was grabbing like basically so much other stuff. And then I like the texture on these envelopes. There's more of those, but I'm not going to go through all of them. And then these I thought were really interesting because they're also made by a local artist. Well, I don't know if the artist is local, but it says mini paintings by Mary Nistali. I'm probably not saying that right, but this is what they look like. These are very much inspiring me to do a hand-painted digital collection of florals. Again, not copying, just taking this as inspiration because it's so nicely done. Okay, and then I'll show you all the different ones. You can tell these were handmade. You can just see that. I like how she does that bit of metallic on there too. Not all of them have metallic, but that one did. And there's that one. Really, really good. That one has some of that metallic. Really, really strong attention to detail on these. This might be my least favorite. Okay, maybe this is my least favorite. And then now I have more sets of these. Let's see if this is different or the same, and then I probably won't go through the third one because I think you'll have the idea by then. Are these the same? Or are they different? I think they are different. Maybe all of them are different. Maybe every one she does is different. I love this. This is a perfect example of one that I love. I like the sort of the texture that's on there. Oh, this one's good. I love roses. Look at that. I like the ones where she adds a little vase. They're very like almost minimalist. Now, I'm not somebody who actually enjoys getting flowers. Like a bouquet of flowers to me is pointless. But I like this. These are called what I call forever flowers. Flowers on fabrics, flowers on clothing, flowers on stationery, flowers that don't die, flowers that never die. Of course, flowers are really beautiful in nature, but I don't feel the need to put them in, you know, cut them off and put them in my house. So this is how I enjoy flowers, is through art, really. Okay, so I got a third set of those, but let's just set those to the side. Okay, here's the other set of cards. These are definitely inspiring a digital collection too. Now they're embossed. You see that? But what I love about these is to make a digital collection, keep them roses, but like in my own style, just using this as the source inspiration and then keeping the notes blank so they could be used for any season or for any occasion. Like they could truly be used for any occasion because the notes will be blank. There you can see the embossing better on that one. I only wish my digitals could be embossed. That would be really cool. But that's a bit advanced for me. I think this is the one from the cover. There's another one. And I think that is all. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. I like how it's in this little silver container. And then I think these we already saw, maybe not this one. And did we see this one? So, yep, these are really cool. Quite a few of these. And these could also go in, these I will probably sell as they are, because some of these older cards, like fabric, they are collectible. And I hate to put these in a junk journal when I know somebody would probably use them as they are. And they have the original box and everything. Box is a little beat up, but the cards are not. This is the brand. Is anybody else obsessed with like old cards? I learned that while I was going to so many different estate sales. I've learned that I'm kind of obsessed with handmade and vintage stationery. I just think it's so cool. Okay, now I probably have, I want to say, I wrote it down here. Okay, I got a total of over 120 different fabrics on the larger size. And then these smaller ones, I think it was around 54 that I have. This is kind of like a flannel one. And the idea with the smaller ones is to use them as crafting fabric. So I can craft with them, or I can sell them in what I call kind of like craft lots for, I think I call them fabric craft lots, for just putting several together that would go good for people that, again, they craft with them. They don't need a whole lot. Maybe they're going to use it for a journal cover or something. And these are like perfect for that. So again, some of these fabrics, she didn't have a lot of yardage left. This is probably a half a yard or 1 yard, but I didn't see any reason to leave it behind if I'm already there. And I know that if somebody else can't use these, I would definitely use these in journal making. Oops, that one's upside down. I would definitely use these in journal making, or like making hats, handbags. What else? Patchwork styles, patchwork designs. Projects where a little goes a long way. Hair accessories. I think what got me on this one was the bird. I like the idea of the birds that are mixed into these florals. And this one, I have several of that one. And then this looks kind of red, but it's actually this pink color, pink and cream. I'll try to go a little fast. So I'm basically in heaven working through all these now, and I'm trying to still list the other fabric I have, but then slowly chip away on this. And there's really no hurry or anything like that, but I'm just so thankful I was able to get to that sale, and it was just unlike any other estate sale I've ever been to. Unbelievable. I think she had like the same eye and style for fabric as I did. And then a lot of people were saying like, oh, I really like that, but I don't need that much fabric. And I'm thinking, perfect, I'll take it. I could use it for my customers. Okay, this is the last one. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, supporting my new channel, and I hope to be back with another project soon. Peace.